Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the parameters on which you can check a chart specifically from the point of view of the wealth yogas over there. So guys, how much money you will make in this life, how much of the financial or wealth related connected opportunities you will get in this lifetime, all of that can be scrutinized through your natal chart. So guys, just because I also keep on updating my knowledge with consistent work and research on different subjects as well. So I came across this chart of Indian industrialist, one of the wealthiest person from India, who is also in the top global list of the richest people as well. So I was looking at the chart of this guy, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, and looking at his chart, like definitely if someone is meant to rise to this level, you will not find the indication only from one of the yogas. All the chart, all of that which we would have studied will indicate in that one direction, and that is where the knowledge of astrology comes, guys. If you are born to do something exceptional, you will get the validation, confirmation of that from different directions. This could be palmistry, this could be numerology, even within astrology as well. You will get the verification, confirmation from so many directions. So that only drove me that we can take a small break from the back-to-back spiritual content which we are doing on this channel, and we can have a discussion on second house and specifically its contribution for the wealth. Because guys, a lot many times what happen is that even if I'm talking about a house, so all the houses in our natal chart have got so many diversified attributes attached to it. Like for example, second house not only tells about your wealth, it also tells about your speech as well. It also tells about your eating habits as well. It also tells about your tradition, your values as well. So a lot many times when we are covering videos like this, we are not able to focus on one specific attribute. But in this video, we will be only focusing on the wealth giving side connected with the second house. And definitely guys, after giving you all of these pointers which I have noted down, at the end we will also have a discussion on the chart of the Mukesh Ambani as well. So okay guys, let's just start our discussion. So the very first thing is that guys, definitely when it comes down to looking at the wealth prospects or potential in someone's chart, in someone's life, the only house which you have to give attention is the second house. Now what does second house tells about? So guys, second house in a way tells about all of that which you possess in this lifetime. A lot many times what happen is that you will find people with accentuated 11th house. So irrespective of these people remaining lucky in getting too many opportunities, working in so many alternative, like so many of the side income, side hustle, doing multiple things. But when you look at their bank account or their assets and all, their possession and all, then you will be surprised that irrespective of this guy, this person doing so many things, how come he's still so broke? So that is the kind of information we get from the second house. It's the second house only which tells about your capacity to accumulate, your capacity to possess. So all of your like money in your bank account or the gold which you possess, all of your savings and all is something which we generally attached with the second house. So definitely guys, like all those people in whose case you will find that right from their childhood they have got this kind of obsession with money, or they have got this single-minded kind of goal set for becoming rich or wealthy. You will definitely find second house will be playing a very prominent role. Like guys, there is one very prominent astrologer from India, one of the best, Mr. K.N. Rao sir. He even went to this extent of calling second house that a prominent second house person is someone who is born with a specific mission to fulfill. So guys, definitely in which all way you can say that your life will hover around the attributes of that house. Definitely this could happen if your ascendant lord is placed in the second house, your moon is placed in the second house, or your moon nakshatra lord is placed in the second house, or your 10th house lord is placed in the second house. So then in those way we can say this thing that somehow in your life, second house will definitely play a very pivotal role. And that is the only reason, guys, we say that ascendant lord becomes very important. Only if you will put your efforts in the direction of where your ascendant lord is going to be placed, chances of finding success tend to remain very strong. So yes, guys, when we talk about the wealth, second house plays a very important role. Now guys, definitely in order to land at a conclusion, then you have to include other attributes as well. Like definitely if second house tells about your finances, your savings, your income. So 11th house also tells about opportunities as well, financial opportunities, side income as well. Now no matter how much money you are making, but if you're not able to spend your money properly or your expenses are very bad, so definitely you not be able to save anything. So the condition and dignity of the 12th house also tells about the way you gonna be spending your money. Are you gonna end up spending everything on all the vices like women and wine and all the bad habits? Are you gonna use your money to save or to do investments or to do charities? So 12th house is also something which we have to see. After that, guys, like 4th house and 5th house also plays a very important role, because 4th house also tells about assets as well, like your buildings, real estate, like cars, vehicles. In the older times, all those people who used to find treasure hidden under the earth, that is also somehow attached with the 4th house as well. And definitely, guys, when we talk about speculative sudden gains, so over there 5th house also plays a very important role. Like the way if you will find any of the combination taking place between the 11th house, 5th house and Rahu and Ketu, this is a typical yoga of sudden speculative wins. So guys, definitely to start with, when we talk about your finances, second house plays a very important role. Like the way I mentioned this thing, no matter how many opportunities are coming, how much sudden gain is happening, but what will stay with you, what will stick with you and will be accumulated to become something bigger and stronger, it's the second house only which gives information of that. Second point is that the house lord. So guys, house lord plays a very important role, because that tells about that pertaining to the fulfillment of the attributes of the promises of that house, your life will take you where. So if second house tells about the finances, second house lord will tell about that your quest for the finances will take you where, in which specific area of your life you can find success pertaining to your financial requirements. And that is the only reason, guys, all those people who become very successful, like all those people who are born with a specific mission, in their case you will not find much of the contradiction. You will not find things going in different directions or in contradiction with each other. Definitely you will find something to do with, or some sort of say coming in between the 10th house lord, second house lord and the ascendant lord. Like this could be through conjunction, this could be through aspect, this could be through the house exchange. So that is the only reason why people become successful, because all of their energies are concentrated in one direction, and when the right dasha comes, they get success. So yes, guys, the second house lord's direction will definitely give you this indication that in which direction you will find the finances or you will find the financial opportunity. That is the only reason, guys, when a lot many times when people come for consultation, they also ask about that if their query is about marriage. So they also ask that, okay, I know that during in this year I can get married, and my partner might have these kind of characteristics, but over and above that, can you also give me some added information which will help me filter out the right prospective matches for me, that in which direction shall I look forward to. So for that as well, we have to see that in which house, in which as per the directions as well connected with the houses and the planets, where the 7th house lord is placed. So same way, guys, second house lord also tells about that in which direction you will find maximum opportunity. So like, let's say for example, you are a clean slate from India. Let's say for example, you have this provision of immigrating and starting your or taking your business global, and you are just confused that in which direction shall I go. Shall I go to the west direction? Shall I go the east direction, where I can start my overseas business interest as well? So all of that can also be scrutinized through looking at where your second house lord is placed. And guys, I forgot to mention one thing, that when we talk about the house So over there, which all planet are going to be placed in your second house, that will also play a very important role. That in itself means that the attributes connected with that planet, there is a sure shot chance that you can make money or finances or financial opportunity could come to you connected to that planet which is sitting there in your house of income. So let's say, for example, sun tells about government or any of the royal favors, anything to do where there's a lot of kind of royalties involved. After that, when we talk about moon, moon has to do with art, moon has to do with creativity, moon has to do with the fine foods. After that, if it is Venus, it might has to do with art, or it might have to do with the music as well. If it is Mercury, trade, mathematics, books connected with children or languages. If it is Jupiter, again guys, finances, wisdom, motivation, giving right advice to people. So this is how, guys, even if you will find any of the planet being placed in the second house, so that in itself is a kind of a open-ended information encrypted in your chart, that things connected to this planet, if you will engage in those fields, you can actually make money or they will give you money. After that, guys, like the way I was talking about the second house lord's placement, so definitely guys, nothing could be better than that if you will find that either the second house lord is placed in its own sign over there in the second house. It is if a planet is exalted in the second house, it's a good indication. If you will find a planet which is placed in a friendly sign, Mool Trikona sign in the second house, it is a very good indication. And if you will find the second house lord, if it has gone to the angular house, it has gone to the trine house, it is a good indication. If the second house lord is conjunct with a friendly planet, if a second house lord is in a Shubhakatri yoga, like there are only benefic planets, a house before it and a house after it, that is also a very good indication. So this is how you can conclude that the planets which are placed in your second house, attributes connected to that planet will contribute to your finances, and wheresoever the second house lord has gone, somehow your financial quest might take you in the attributes or in the direction where that house lord, second house lord of yours is placed. After that, guys, when we talk about the third point for this subject is Karaka, which means significator. So definitely guys, significator for the second house or specifically for the wealth is the planet Jupiter. So Jupiter's dignity in the chart has to be scrutinized. In which dignity Jupiter is placed, what is the condition of the second from the planet Jupiter, that will definitely tell about your financial fortunes in this lifetime. After that, guys, special yogas for wealth. So guys, when we talk about special yogas of wealth, so definitely there are certain yogas, like if you will find someone to have a Gaj Kesari yoga in the chart, which means the conjunction of Jupiter and moon, or if even moon is placed angular houses from the Jupiter, like 4th house from it, 7th from it, 10th from it, it is considered as Gaj Kesari yoga, which is considered as a very good yoga. Panch Mahapurush yoga, that if you have the planets being exalted or placed in a own sign in the angular houses, like your second house lord is forming a Panch Mahapurush yoga. So let's say, for example, if you are a Aries Lagna, and in your case Venus becomes your second house lord, and if Venus is placed in the 7th house, so now Venus is placed in the angular house, and just because it is placed in its own sign in the Libra, so it is also forming a Panch Mahapurush yoga as well. So yes guys, if you will find these kind of yogas, that could be a very good indication that your second house lord is conjunct with exalted planet, it is conjunct or it is like exalted in itself and placed in a auspicious, like favorable houses, in a positive influence, in a favorable nakshatra. All of that could be a good indication. After that, guys, the next point which I have written is the use of Indu Lagna. Now Indu Lagna, I have uploaded a video on some of my previous uploads where I have explained that the kind of yoga and the kind of significance this specific Lagna holds in giving the information of wealth. So guys, the calculation part is very simple, although in softwares like Jagannath Hora software, you can definitely find it over there. You do not have to take subscription of any paid apps and all. So guys, all what you have to do is that you have to see your ninth house lord from the ascendant, and you have to see the ninth house from your moon sign. So it's very simple guys, as you can see in your screen, like all the planets over here have been allotted certain points or colors. Like Sun has been given 30 points, Jupiter 10 points, Moon 16, Venus 12, Mars 6, Saturn 1 and Mercury 8. So all what you have to do is that you have to see that which planet is your ninth house lord from the ascendant. Note down the points connected to that planet from this table. After that, add to it ninth house from your moon and that planet's points as well, and whatever sum total you will get, you have to divide it by 12. So definitely if the resulting number is coming out to be less than 12, then you do not have to worry about that. You just have to count and take that number only into consideration. But if you have got number like 16 as a sum total, so if you will divide it by 12, you will get the remainder as 4. So now guys, all what you have to do is that whatsoever resulting number you will get, you have to go that many places ahead from your moon in your natal chart, and that is going to be your Indu Lagna. So guys, Indu Lagna plays a very important role. So specifically, all what you have to do or you have to check is that from the Indu Lagna, is there any planet sitting in the Indu Lagna or not? What is the condition of the second house from the Indu Lagna? What is the condition of the 11th house from the Indu Lagna? So that will give you this information that if you have some sort of auspicious yoga taking place, like for example, you have a very benefic planet or a very exalted, dignified planet being placed right over the Indu Lagna, in its dasha, it will definitely give you wealth. If you have planet well placed in the second house from the Indu Lagna, in its dasha, it will definitely open up more financial opportunities for you. After that guys, after the Indu Lagna, you have to see and you have to do the assessment of the house through Gemini astrology. So definitely guys, because this is a subject where we are primarily talking on the wealth point of view, so you have to see that in Gemini astrology there are like certain yogas, and specifically I give more emphasis to the Atma Karka, because Atma Karka is the sole significator planet for you. So if in any case you will find that the planet with the highest degree is the Atma Karka planet, planet with the second highest degree is the Amatya Karaka planet. If you will find any of the conjunction combination forming between the Atma Karaka and Amatya Karaka, that is considered as a very good Raj Yoga. This in itself means that whatsoever your soul wants to do, soul wants to achieve, it has got the right set of assistant, which is the Amatya Karaka, to fulfill that promise. And nothing could be better than that. If you will find that from the Atma Karaka, Amatya Karaka is angular placed or it is exalted, definitely it will promise more wealth and success as well. And also guys, in the Gemini astrology as well, like specifically when we talk about the Arudha Lagna as well, Arudha Lagna also plays a very important role, because Arudha Lagna just tells about your public image, the way, the kind of mirage your personality has created in the outer world. So that also tells about that for specifically people who are doing business, which is connected with media, which is connected with politics. So strong yogas getting formed from the Arudha Lagna is a very promising sign. And lastly guys, assessment of wealth through the Ashtak Varga. So guys, over here it is very simple. All what you have to do is that you have to see that in the Sarvashtak Varga table, how much points you have for the first house, 9th house, 10th house, 11th house. If they have got more than 30 points, it is a very good indication. And also guys, because here we are talking about from the wealth point of view, and specifically guys, you have to see the dispositor of the Jupiter in your chart, where it is placed. If the dispositor of the Jupiter in your natal chart is placed in the angular house, trine house, it is a very good indication. And also guys, in the Jupiter's Ashtak Varga, you have to see, is the dispositor giving more than 4 bindus, 4 points or not. So yes guys, and like the way lot many people say this thing, that only looking at the 10th house in the Sarvashtak Varga table and the 11th house can also give you this indication. If you have got more points in the 11th house compared to the 10th house, that means no matter how much you are working, you will get more in terms of reward, in terms of return for all the hard work done by you. And guys, you have to also see the third house and the 11th house points in the Sarvashtak Varga table as well, because that will give you this indication that how many desires you are born with and how many of those desires will get fulfilled, which we will get to know from the 11th house of the Sarvashtak Varga table. Now guys, after all the theoretical part, now is the time for the practical case study, which is of the Mukesh Ambani's chart. So guys, he is definitely one of the wealthiest person of the world. Now looking at his chart will definitely give you all the validation, all the yogas which we discussed so far, all the concept of Indu Lagna, concept of the Sarvashtak Varga, you will find finding resonance in his details. So guys, the first thing is that look at his first house. So he's born with the Aries Lagna and he has got Sun being exalted in the first house, conjunct with Mercury, Venus and Ketu. So guys, an exalted Sun conjunct with Ketu also tells about the business which he has acquired from his father, from his family. And that is also getting validated even if we will look at that where the ascendant lord has gone. Ascendant lord being Mars has gone to the second house. That also takes the whole focus towards the family business, towards the wealth and creating an empire, living life in a very larger way. Second thing is that guys, if you will look at the trine houses, so his Jupiter is very well placed in the 5th house and Moon is placed in the Sagittarius in the 9th house. Guys, that is the only reason. Like a lot many times you will find and you will come across all those wealthy people, billionaires who have got a very hedonistic lifestyle. But not only he is driven towards wealth, towards the material side, but at the same time he is very much aligned with the tradition, with the values, with the divinity as well. And a very strengthened trine house is validating that. Wheresoever your moon is placed, somehow your mind, your emotions, your feelings is attached over there. Your soul is somehow attached over there. Another thing is that guys, in his case, Saturn becomes a Rajyokaraka, the lord of the 10th house and the 11th house, and Saturn is placed in the 8th house. Not only it supports a long life, but also guys, a lot of their business interests are aligned with the petroleum, with the gas, with the telecom and all, which we can also see with the strengthened state of Saturn in the 8th house. Lastly guys, because we also talked about the Indu Lagna as well. So guys, the calculation part is very simple. All what you have to do is that you have to see the 9th house lord from the ascendant, which is the planet Jupiter, and the 9th house from the moon, which is the sun. You just make a sum total of the points as you can see in the table on the screen. That will give you 30 plus 10 as 40. Now you have to divide that with the 12. That will give you the remainder as the 4. Now all what you have to do is that you have to go 4 places ahead of the moon. So which will take you to the 12th house, where is the Pisces sign, which will become his Indu Lagna. And guys, like the way when I was explaining the Indu Lagna doctrines, I mentioned over there that the second house from the Indu Lagna. So even in his chart from the Indu Lagna, in the second house you will find an exalted sun over there, and with the kind of combination which is getting formed in the Aries. After that guys, even if you will have a look at his Sarvashtak Varga table as well, guys, look at the points in his 11th house. So in 11th house he has got 44 points. So it's like if the 11th house is the house of all sort of multiple business empire and income, all those wish fulfillment, but also how it is correlating with the other houses. If third house is the house of desires, over there are 34 points. The wishes are getting fulfilled equivalent to 44. If 10th house is the house of your actual actions, look at the 11th house. So yes guys, that is the only reason why I mentioned this thing, that when you will come across the charts of all these people who have attained kind of very dynamic success, unprecedented success, it's not only from one area you will find that promise coming in. You will find that coming in from different areas as well. So looking at the Mukesh Ambani's chart, not only his ascendant chart, his Indu Lagna, his Sarvashtak Varga, all the concepts which we discussed today is getting fulfilled over here. So yes guys, that is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. धन्यवाद।